Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Final 3 Braincells Podcast. This is episode legally able to drink in the United States of America. I am one of your hosts. I am one of your hosts, John Cody, and this is
NanoBunTV, and this is...
I need some fucking tequila. Fuck, where's my cord?
My
cord.
My favorite podcast,
Okay.
John, Nano, and Tequila.
Tequila. I need some fucking tequila.
It's just a tequila bottle right there.
Ooh, actually, I am thirsty, though. I should have done that before we started recording.
So
Welcome to the Nano and John Power Hour without tequila. I mean, gears.
Wait a minute, I got this.
He's doing the walk again.
He's doing the walk. So whenever I was at TwitchCon Rotterdam, a group of us went over to like a what is it called? Karaoke bar type of place. We went to like a karaoke place, and one of the songs that we 100% all sang was Tequila.
Perfect. Dude, I am getting so fucking excited because it is a month and a half away.
It's a month and a half.
It is a month and a half away.
If you're watching, today is 9/05/2025.
It is 6 days from the tragedy, and it is a month and a half away. It is a month and a half away from TwitchCon.
I re-listened to the Mark Hamill episode, and my God, it was so funny.
It really is.
I have a problem with the thumbnail because that was a bit that I started, and you have Gears as the focus with me and you shocked, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Look.
Like, come on, man.
I don't know. Gears just had a perfect, like, thumbs up image that I had to use for the thumbnail.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know why, but, sure.
But, yeah, that was a funny ass bit. That was
Gears,
so funny.
Gears, get in here. You missed the joke I made. Don't take a photo of me. Editor, put the photo that Gears just took on screen right now. We'll send it to you.
I don't know if it shows. No, it doesn't show.
Gears, I made a joke that you missed it. It's a month and a half away from TwitchCon,
Is it
and
my
it's
dad?
6 days away from the tragedy.
What tragedy?
Look at the date. What's 6 days from now?
Sir, a second camel has hit the Mark Hamill.
But the IRL version. Referring to 9/11 as the IRL version of the Mark Hamill joke is wild.
I hate
but
that.
It is accurate.
We need to film something with, like...
So, guys, I got my Sunny D, and it's gonna be a good show.
He got his Sunny D. I want some Sunny D.
I got
you.
Yeah, fuck you.
I
I got my Sunny D.
Sunny D.
Guys, I asked for a glass of orange juice, not gas.
We hit both of the markers.
We hit the quota.
We hit the quota.
We hit the quota,
Within
and it has
the
been
first 10 minutes.
We hit both the
Within the
quotas.
first 10 minutes.
And I looked at the timer on the recording. We hit both quotas in 9 minutes and 11 seconds.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
So back.
We're back.
We haven't
We are
recorded,
so
we
back.
haven't recorded in a
jokes.
couple of months. I think it's
so
been a couple
back
months
with
now.
terrible
Joking
jokes.
about disasters since 2024.
Oh,
I
baby.
am a disaster.
We have. I thought the show started this year.
No,
No, it was
it
last
started
year.
last
yeah.
year.
Yeah, duh.
It was
What am I
last year.
thinking?
Dude,
was
it's
last
been, oh my god. So, just so everybody knows, you technically were almost up on 2 years.
We are very close to 2
Wow.
years. It's gonna be the beginning of next year when we hit 2 years.
It's gonna be May.
And we've only hit 21 episodes now.
Well, it's because we've done hiatuses.
Hiatuses.
Yeah,
What up,
whatever.
B?
Me and my not
You know-
having meds. And
You and you're not having meds. You and you're also hiatus from the internet entirely.
we don't talk about that 1 month one.
John with the jerking off session that we did
Yeah,
earlier.
of course. You need a whole hiatus for that. He needs a month to recover.
Guys, I'm just gonna go on and say this outright right now. Just before the episode today, and like in like DMs and all sorts of other things, I mentioned that we need to be a bit less horny on this show.
Because we have literally had, and this is a seamless transition into the fact that we have a new editor. Our previous editor quit because of how fucking horny we are, and this is not a joke. Sorry, Mino.
This is not.
I would like to formally apologize to Mino, who gets very uncomfortable at the amount of sexual references that we make and has quit.
Yeah.
For that reason, hello, Rain. We now have Mr. Rain on as an editor. He's been editing the past couple of episodes, and this is the first episode we're recording. Well, he's also the editor.
Did he edit the Orion episode?
He edited... I believe Mino edited the Orion episode.
Gotcha.
Let me see if I can turn down my audio.
But don't quote me on that. I might actually be wrong. I think I am actually wrong.
Maybe, yeah.
I am turning down my headset
You can
audio,
read the description
so in
of
case
the Orion
that
episode.
it comes through on the mic.
Why? Because what's happening in the background?
In case it's coming through the mic. Also, my room is echoey as fucking hell. I'm sorry.
Reverb.
Mine ain't. So...
Your mom.
For those of you who have also followed me like on YouTube and all sorts of stuff, you may recognize Mr. Rain from editing several of my videos way back when. None of the VR chat funny moments videos because that's too much, but quite a few other different like random videos, including some of the earlier Uno videos that I had done.
New editor in the house. Who gets to
Thank you,
suffer
Ray.
As well as one of my favorite
9/11
as
jokes.
well as one of my favorite videos on my channel, which is corn. It's the corn video.
I wish I had a beanbag. I'm gonna be getting a couple beanbags in my living room, and I'm gonna be getting rid of the couch. This is only because I want a nice place to sit that doesn't cause occlusion zones in my living room or my play space.
Where his couch was normally, his hands would float into space regularly.
Not just my hands. Literally, if I sat on the couch and had my hands like this, they'd be fine. As soon as I put them down here,
You sounded like Mario falling into a pit in Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
Or falling into a black hole in Super Mario Galaxy, whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough about the new editor, I think. What else do we have to talk about? Did you, John, because I know Gears did you check your P.O. box yet?
I did. I think me and you talked about it a little while ago, but I did get a cassette tape from you.
I don't think you mentioned to me it yet, but Gears and I, he opened it on camera with me, I think.
I talked to you about it.
So, I have another hyperfixation, which is back in all the retro media stuff, because I like CDs and DVDs and VHS tapes, and now audio cassettes. So what did I send to both John and Gears? Identically, I sent them both an audio cassette with episode 5 recorded to it.
The Mark Hamill episode.
You didn't know which episode it was yet, I don't think. But yeah, it's episode 5.
No, I didn't
because
know.
I, when I was doing those, I only had 60-minute tapes, and that's the only episode we've ever done, I think, that is under an hour.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
I now have 90-minute tapes, so I could do more, like, other tapes if I wanted to. But, Gears, why are you on the floor?
You could go on, like, the you could do the backrest of the couch, like I did in one episode.
Yeah, I could. Wait a minute, 1 second.
Audio
Rain or
listeners,
Nano,
love you to
edit this
death. Gears floor. Yeah.
Actually, surprisingly, I look like as if I'm like...
Yeah, that works. That works just fine.
That doesn't work.
Audio listeners, love you to death. Gears is rubbing his ass. Do not.
We just ignore John in this household. We just ignore John in this household.
Yeah, we just ignore John's request, apparently.
Go fuck yourself, John.
Sorry,
Excuse me,
I don't know why, but when we said we ignore John, I just thought, no, I don't ignore you. I like looking at the photo over there of you with the virtual boy on the shelf. You with the virtual boy. Oh my god.
I like looking at you. I just don't like listening to you.
Yeah, I don't like listening to you either.
That's how I lost my last girlfriend.
Damn. Damn. But yeah, I like doing the cassette tape stuff now. If you want to order a cassette tape, you can buy them now from
Ko-fi.
the website, NanoBunTV. I actually have a Shopify now.
Oh yeah, you have a.
If you do, it supports Nano because they're broke.
NanoBunTV. I am still the unemploymented. Yes, this is true.
Well, John, are you employed?
I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm employed as well too.
There has been very little times in which I think all three of us have been employed at the same time during the duration of the show.
It's
Which
so
I
stupid
find still
because
really
very
hilarious.
shortly after, like, you both were employed, and then I became unemployed.
I
And
know.
then- it's just
Like, I'm pretty sure the show,
Proof
like,
the
when we
fuck.
started doing it was right when I got my job. Or right around that time.
Hey,
yeah,
guys,
you
how's
had
it
gotten
going?
your job.
I'm trying to find a comfortable space, and I don't know because I got a new play space, and I also moved recently, and I don't know what to do.
So he's on the floor. And between us, instead of his spot on the couch.
Yeah,
The couch that Gears wants to get rid of and make a new couch because he does Blender stuff now. Which, you know,
Oh, yeah. Let me show
maybe.
up.
Oh yeah, show them the thing.
I did for my first project that I could put in VR a pipe.
Oh yeah, you should.
He made the pipe. He
I made
3D
the pipe.
modeled a pipe.
I even did the texturing and other things like that. Helped a little.
I helped quite a fair bit. What the fuck is that untextured
Well, it was
ass
mostly, you
thing?
helped
What the
quite a
fuck was
fair bit
that?
with putting it into VR chat, but
Silksong came out.
the modeling was me.
Oh, Silksong did come out. Yeah,
I
we're
wish I
recording
could
this
t- I
one
wish I
day
could
after
hold it.
Silksong Day.
Oh yeah, Silksong Day.
Silksong Day.
Yeah, Silksong Day. You know, the day that Steam had outages off and on because of Silksong. They have off and on outages because of Silksong. Yeah.
I'm uncomfy, but that's only because I don't know what to do.
Nobody cares about your comfortability. Fuck you.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll
I'm
just
sorry,
leave
that was
it.
mean. Okay.
To the
Welcome back to the
couch chair I
Nano and
go.
John Power Hour.
Wait, what the fuck? Why is there just
What? I think he's too far away now. I can't hear him anymore.
Oh my god, it's
I can't
witchy.
hear him either.
It's
What?
witchy. I saw witchy.
Oh yeah, right. In the other set, in the set with the two
Did you
couches,
actually put
there,
Witchy in there?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a shelf that we're
Come on,
putting
John.
every guest on.
Oh yeah, true.
I can't go over there because it's going to teleport
Look,
the camera if I
want to
do.
be able to pick it up. I want to have a witchy figurine that I can just hold during the middle
For
of the
the
episode.
tiniest sliver of performance reasons, I want to make them not pick upable.
I want to make them pick
And also
upable.
because they're going to be thrown into the set like while recording. I know that as a matter of fact, and then that's just going to get messy.
But I wanna just have like I wanna hold a witchy on my stomach and just pet it.
And just you petting Witchy.
So
that
the
is
only one that's pick upable is Witchy.
Oh my
The only one
god.
that can be pick upable is witchy, and
And you
whoever
can
else
shove
we have
up
on the
your
episode
ass.
is cool. Wait, what? No.
I believe
I'm
the
gonna
next
shove
episode
Witchy
we
there.
record is most certainly going to be a certain someone who finally finished his move as well. Finally.
We'll
Yeah.
have to talk to him about that.
Well, I mean, he is next up on the list. I'm sure he will be down for it. And then after that, we get to do most likely the fourth guest will be someone who I just sent a VHS tape to as a gift.
Oh,
Because
no,
Oh
I,
yeah, you did do that.
I happens to have a friend of mine's address on file for another reason, because I had to send him something else for PJKT.
A dildo.
Nope. I've actually been sending a couple gifts to a couple people who I know have PO boxes or who I have their address. And one of which is Novid. I sent our good friend Novid Player a VHS tape with my episode of his podcast on the VHS tape.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's episode 68, one off of 69. That's why I remember that. Episode 68 of the Novid Notes podcast, which you should also go watch because it's cool, on VHS tape. And I sent it to him, and he thinks it's really fucking cool. I win.
I have no clue. I have no clue if this is leaking or as if I'm like saying this early or anything like that. But I'm sure he's gonna be fine with it. Novid is also by the time that like this comes out, Novid will probably be here soon putting on a charity event. So please check out like his socials and everything for all the details. I don't remember exactly when it's coming, but check that out and go support him. He's been working a ton on this project.
We'll have Novid's socials on screen here because he's a good friend of ours, and we'll have him on the show soon as well. So then he can yap about his stuff. Yeah. So that's cool. I also have sent a couple other VHS tapes to a couple other people, including, so since I was like 10, I've had a hyperfixation on the Titanic, and just also like a lot of ships that have sank in general, and just a lot of ships as well in general, even though I've only been on a boat like one time in my life.
You know, Nano with his hyperfixations, especially on the Titanic, you know. Now we're just gonna add another atrocity to our list of things we make fun of on a daily basis.
Yeah, but that was like well over 100 years ago. You can call it even.
I mean,
the iceberg's probably melted now. It's fine.
The iceberg probably melted because we've been hunting it with global warming. That's why we've been having global warming, so that we can kill the iceberg.
So we can get back at it. Oh my god!
Holy crap!
Why is my hyperfixation so funny to you? Is the question.
that is true. Actually, why is it?
Okay, it's such a weird thing. It's like what?
It's like liking trains.
I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people who've been very interested about the Titanic.
It's such a strange thing because it's like it isn't just like the idea of like someone having the hyperfixation on Titanic. It's you having the hyper, because I've never heard this before.
They do have a hyperfixation with the Titanic. They have had several situations where they love that world that literally is just you just kind of going through the Titanic sinking.
Yeah, the Titanic sinking world in VR chats. When that came out, I was like, holy shit.
They spent days on it.
I don't think I spent days on it.
You spent days on it.
I've also made a VR chat world that is a specific room of the Titanic.
Oh my god!
I don't know if you've actually seen it yet.
Which world is this? No,
it's of the Titanic D-deck reception room, and there's even a button to make it sync as well. It's on my profile.
That's crazy.
It's on my profile. I kind of silently released it.
Put it away. Put it away. We don't have time to look at it. We can't just go to the world right now and just do it.
No, we're not going to the world because it's laggy as fuck.
Jesus Christ.
It's laggy as hell, but yeah, that exists.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
PJKT happened during the time that we missed you guys. It was a very fun. Well, we gotta catch up on old events. I mean,
that's true.
We should catch up on PJKT, but I probably should finish the thing I was talking about with the Titanic.
Well, who are you?
Sorry. Yeah, continue. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought, bitch.
there's a YouTube channel that I like called Ocean Liner Designs, and they've made a lot of videos about the Titanic, and by the time this episode comes out, the thing will probably have arrived in his P.O. box. But I sent Mike Brady, the guy who runs Ocean Liner Designs, I sent him a VHS tape with one of his documentaries on it about the Lusitania.
Oh, nice. What'd you call me?
The Lusitania. Which is a ship that was by Cunard that looks quite similar to the Titanic. It was made around like the same time. It's got 4 funnels.
Oh yeah.
And I also sent another tape to, so that's Novid. I sent one to Mike Brady. I sent one to and this has arrived, but they haven't, to my knowledge, opened it yet. Jarvis and Jordan of the podcast Sad Boys, which is right before the episode. I was talking about something that I saw on one of their episodes about the thing I was mentioning before about the toilets. Yeah. So Sad Boys is a podcast I like a lot, and I sent them a VHS tape of one of their episodes that they did with Tom Scott on VHS tape.
Shit, I've got something.
I thought so because I had seen that recommended to me.
Yeah, it's a really good episode, and I like Tom Scott a lot. So, and then they did an episode with Jacksepticeye like last week too, which was cool. Hey, look, a Tom Scott sticker on the floor. I'm currently on top of another sticker. Audio listeners, love you to. We just leave Tom Scott at the bottom of the screen for the rest of the episode.
That's kind of funny.
That's kind of funny. Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Hey,
Hi,
Tom.
Shout out Tom Scott. Come on the podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, and then there's one other thing that I did send to somebody, because I realized he also has a PO box. This whole me sending stuff to people entirely revolves around do they or do they not have a PO box, and if they do, I will find something to send them. I sent I sent a audio cassette this time instead of a VHS tape to Luke Pickman, who owns the YouTube channel Instrument Maniac. He knows how to play like 120 instruments.
That's crazy.
John
And he makes a lot of covers of like Undertale and Deltarune songs using those 120 instruments that he knows how to play. It's incredible. So I sent him an audio cassette that's got 2 of his Undertale covers on it, on both sides of the audio cassette.
That's
Guys,
cool.
look, I'm just a blob over here.
So that's all the stuff that I've been sending recently. Because
PJKT happened.
it's cool. PJKT happened.
So we could talk about PJKT a little bit in terms of like our experiences, because you two were there the most. I was there inadvertently.
I was there.
But I think the
Okay, yeah, we're all good.
do I even want to talk about what happened to me at the beginning?
Oh, you got fucked. You got fucked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got fucked. Oh my god. Oh.
And the thing is, you got fucked in a way that wasn't even anyone's fault. It's just fucking Unity. Just Unity.
Well,
So, like,
Unity's such a bitch anyway, so...
Hey, another reason for you to blame Unity, because I know you hate Unity.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So here's essentially what happened. So this year for PJKT, I actually got to make a booth and submit it and do all that kind of stuff. Last year I didn't, but this year I did. So, and it wasn't a specific thing for a specific project. It was just a general Mythos Makers booth, which is fine. But I don't really like making that. I want to do like a specific themed booth again, like I did with VCAT Winter. So this year I got to make a booth, and it was an okay Mythos Makers booth. I feel like I could have done better, but whenever PJKT opened up, my booth, along with GS Genesis and a couple other people, I don't remember who, but in that world specifically, were just missing.
The booths were invisible. They were not there.
They were completely invisible.
Yeah.
They were not there, and you could stand on top of them. There were the spots where you can click and open the group and everything, but they were just gone.
Rendering go bye-bye.
Yep, the renderers were not there. So for the good first while, which is really, like, I do want to stress this, that, like, the first little while of anything is really important, to where it's like, it has to be functionally good looking, it has to be there, it has to be all right. I just missed it. I just got screwed out of those first, because all of the first impressions are the most people are going to be in that time. You're going to get all of that traction almost immediately. You're not really going to get a whole lot post opening and launch.
Yeah, this is true. Also, I think your booth suffered from another thing that a lot of other booths suffered from, is the more complex.
Lighting.
The more complex. I wasn't going to mention the lighting, but yeah, the lighting was also, you got screwed over by that.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
about ready to choke someone who isn't even a part of. I don't know why the request like desk allowed for like anyone to reply to threads in there, but some random dickhead just replied and then just fucked off, and it's like, what is just the dumbest shit in there, which I was in like their DMs for the day, just like, this is getting stupid.
So
But-
yeah, there was no lighting on his booth, so it was just like glowing gray colored, which made it
Yeah,
very
it
difficult,
was-
if not impossible, to read the text, which was also like white or gray.
I tried my best. John.
Gears tried his best to promote your stuff as much
Yeah.
as possible. In fact, Gears promoted Mythos Makers more than anyone on Mythos Makers ever did that entire festival, which is funny.
Which includes me.
So I think your booth suffers from something that a lot of booths there suffered from, which is the more complexity that there is in the booth, and especially the more text that there is, and the more things in general. That's why I just say complexity, period, is ain't no one got time for that. In the simplest terms,
Yeah.
ain't no one got time for that. so many people glossed over so many booths there that just have a lot of content on them. The only way that those booths work is if you have somebody manning the booth and like they're promoting their stuff. My booth is much simpler and could probably get away with having nobody there, but just to go the extra mile, Gears and I were pretty much always at my booth like 24/7, literally 24/7, unless I was sleeping, promoting the stuff at my booth.
Same thing with Nakama and Mythos Makers as well. Like, you guys hit all three of those booths because it was really easy because they were all three right there. Which,
Yeah.
like,
I started giving tours at some point.
Nova did that. Yep.
Nova did that. Like, specifically had us three right there. So, which was really, again, thank you, Nova. Nova's the best.
And next year, we're probably going to have a booth for the podcast.
All hail. It'll be me.
Yeah.
All hail Novid. All hail Novid.
And we've got a fun idea for the next PJKT, which, if we haven't mentioned it now, it is a convention that takes place in VR chat. For next year's, which will probably be sometime around mid to late summer, like it usually is. We will probably have a booth for the podcast, because previously, the past 2 years, the podcast has been on a poster at my booth. But next year, I want to have the podcast have its own dedicated booth. And I think we should do an episode there where we have the booth is basically just a miniaturized version of this set that we are in right now. And just we do an episode there at the booth, but like live. Like people can walk up and be a surprise guest or something. Yeah. Is it a little bit intrusive? So maybe. But I think we should do that. Or at least maybe at least for like half the episode. Maybe we do like the first half like without that, just so we can collect our thoughts and do like a slight bit of a normal episode if we have stuff to talk about. And then the rest of the episode we do like a live thing or something. You know, there's a couple options.
Needs to be live. We need to go the whole episode, if we do it. We have to go the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. But I think it's a really fun idea. At the very least, there will be an episode. If there is a booth, there will be an episode at the booth. That's for sure. But yeah, it was great. I also got promoted to, because I was previously just on the media team for PJKT. I got promoted to being on the media team as well as being on the moderator team. And I did have to like ban a person or two, I think. That was cool.
Yes, I remember the people. Then
you want to tell us
the only reason why I was even able to even be at PJKT like for almost the entire time was because I got a concussion at work.
Oh yeah, you got the concussion, and yet you still got in VR.
I got a concussion. They told me to be off of everything, so I was off of everything for a couple of days. And then I tried to go back to work, and because of how my workplace is, a lot of noise, everything's really fucking loud, and it was really bright, and I couldn't handle it. So I went back home, tried to get as many days off as I could, and fucking just kind of felt it out, seeing exactly what I could do. And then whenever I was feeling up enough for VR, I just turned my brightness down on my VR headset down to like, what was it? I turned it all the way.
It was down to like almost nothing.
It was VR settings. It was. Where's display? Here it is. Display brightness. I had it at 20%.
That is dark.
Dude, I had it at 20% because I could not handle it any brighter than that. And I had all audio just quiet. So
yeah, that would do it.
I just stayed in corners and was just like, oh yeah, we got to do something.
Yeah, whenever somebody would come over to the booths, Gears would just lock the fuck in, as the kids say.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, hi, and welcome to NanoBunTV's booth, where we sell blah, blah, blah.
It was NanoBunTV shop.
I think sometimes you said NanoBunTV's booth. You lack consistency with your speeches, I will say.
I do.
You don't have consistency. But
also,
you're different every time, which is not a bad thing. It's just a thing.
Yeah, but guess what? At least that
was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I got headaches after a while, and so whenever I started getting a headache, I just dial it back in, go off to the side, do something else.
You need a friend like Gears in your life who's committed to selling your own shit even when his head is broken.
My head was killing me during that. And the worst part is that whenever I first got my concussion, my symptoms weren't even that fucking bad. I just needed like maybe a day or 3 of rest. And then whenever I went back into work, my symptoms got worse.
Yeah, that means you're not done recovering yet.
It wasn't. It was even like, oh yeah, my symptoms came back. No. My symptoms came back and then some. Like I started having nausea. My headaches were way worse. I started having an avertness to bright lights.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good. That's
yeah.
It was not good.
It was.
As a reminder, Gears works in a hellhole.
Yeah. So.
I don't know how else to say
well,
it.
since then, everything has been getting better at my workplace. So don't worry.
We even got a tiny bit of a raise for
I
nothing.
did get a tiny bit of a raise. Actually, we did get it because
he did a good fucking job of work and got a raise.
I want like a thing with like we'll be right back.
we'll be right back with after these following messages. We'll be right back after these following messages. So I can't.
No.
But no, yeah. So then after that, it's really hard to remember after that.
I know it's hard to remember lately what's been happening. We need on this show somebody to collect ideas for us.
Well, I did a short film.
I was going to mention that because VR Chat themselves is hosting like a film festival event type thing, right?
They did. Well, they are doing sort of like a film. It was more like a film jam kind of
film
thing.
jam.
So
yeah.
They had us do like 1 month of making a film from start to finish. They gave us like 3 options to do a film, or 3 different themes that we could pick from. So it was just like, okay. One of the themes really well fit an idea that I've had for a long time. So then I was like, okay, all I need to do is make the script for that and we're good. So that's pretty much what happened. And then I ended up collaborating with a group known as Portal Media. They are run by an individual by the name of Virtual, as well as several other different executives, including PJKT's own Gearsy Bo.
I've met Virtual before. Let me tell you, very cool guy. No, really. I had to. I'm sorry. He's cool. We'll probably
great. He's a very great guy. He's a wonderful guy. Great to work with. He's the best. He's the best that's ever been.
We'll probably have both of them on the show. I think we could get both of them on.
Yeah, both Virtual and Gearsy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and we'll probably end up talking about the film as well.
We'll talk more about the film later, so if you haven't already, follow / subscribe, depending on whatever website you're watching on. Whatever weapon you're using to kill us.
Yeah. So we'll probably also have like commentaries and like other like behind the scenes stuff, probably primarily on like my personal channel as well. So check out that kind of stuff after. Like it'll be a while
John
after
Coday or something. Links down below in the places.
Yes,
so we did that. I will always say a couple things in terms of like we'll talk about it more on the deal, but I was pretty impressed with like how quickly we were able to do things because me made a world. We got an avatar together. We got all the filming done in like 5 hours. That's what it took to film in total across 2 days was 5 hours. Editing took about a weekish, and then from there we were good. So
may I ask what the final runtime is?
About like barely over 6 minutes, like 6 minutes and 2
Then that
seconds.
makes sense why you're able to get everything done in that amount of time. Then okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it also helped that like we only had one body actor role, and
it was me.
Like we had a few VA roles as well, but it was one body actor in the one world, so that made it infinitely easier as well. But But it was also nice because it was nice for them because they were so thankful that they got a project where someone had a script. Because most of their other projects hadn't had scripts before. They mostly kind of ran on improv or kind of off of the fly. Whereas for me, I was just like, script.
Yeah.
Script, shot list, everything.
Good.
So it was very, very organized.
That is good and organized.
So-
That's how it should be, but a lot of people don't do that.
This is true. This is very
Well,
true.
I think it's mostly a thing within like the VR chat like filmmaker community, to where it's like sometimes it's like kind of off the fly type of things. Sometimes people will script things, but I don't know. This is also going off of assumptions. I'm very new to the filmmaker community. I haven't done much except for the one short film, but I have a background in script writing and creative writing and making things, so just kind of works out.
Stroking it.
I've had to voice act for one of your scripts before. The great sunflower
true.
is a magical flower.
Yep. For shenanigans, that is true. That is true. I genuinely forgot that you were in that.
I mean, I had the most minimal voice acting role in the entire game. I got like a couple lines at the beginning and a couple lines at the end of the game.
No, you don't. Maddie. Wait, no. Maddie does have more lines than you. Never mind. I was fixing to say Maddie only had a few lines because she was the old witch, or the old wisdom is her name. But no, you still had less lines. Never mind. I was wrong.
Either first or second place. We're
Yeah.
playing golf,
Just
and I
waiting
win.
for the next one.
Maddie had one line in a level, and then I think like 4 or 5 lines in the sunflower area where you can change your character.
Oh yeah,
And
true.
That's it.
This is true.
The magical.
Because Old Wisdom has a line each time the flower grows.
So then after that we did from PJKT and then short films. I did a little more modeling, and then Nano finally got pills.
I got my medications, so I'm feeling
Drugs!
I feel good. I do what I want.
And then we are now playing No Man's Sky.
I was playing a little bit of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky got a big update, as it does. Gets a ton of big updates.
I'm about to start. I'm like after this, I'm gonna be playing it. Like
Fair enough.
Do you want to?
I might want to join you with it because I need more stuff to do. So if there's anything I can do in the game that helps you out with your main quest line, feel free to ask me because I need...
Never mind. I can't do it afterwards. I have to go to sleep.
Oh, do you have something tomorrow?
I have to get up in the morning, and I have to be up at 6:10.
Yikes.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
So honestly, if we can make this as the shortest episode we could, that would be my.
That's fine, because I had another thing I was going to talk about, but it's not episode specific. We could even talk about it whenever the fuck we want to, because it's not going anywhere.
Because this is honestly kind of like a comeback introduction episode again, because we finally come back to everything, and then we get to Voltaku next time. Voltaku should be
next episode. Yeah.
Also, check out my YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting a lot of animation work that I'm doing. I'm starting to be more open about the animation work that I do. So I'm going to be posting a lot more stuff about what all I'm experimenting with. So
check out Tom Scott's YouTube channel.
Check out Tom Scott, even though he's dead now.
No, isn't he going to come back?
Yes, but it's going to be in a much different style.
Yeah, it's going to be a different style, but that's fine. He's also still doing the technical difficulties, which is
he never stopped his podcast.
Panel show
or whatever, yeah.
And then I like Tom Scott.
He's
Tom
okay.
Scott,
So he's got Lateral, the podcast, but then he's got the technical difficulties, which he does with his 3 friends.
I swear to God,
Chris Joel,
I will post a sticker.
Matt Gray and Gary Brandon.
I'll fucking do it.
What sticker?
I'll fucking do it.
What sticker?
You know which one.
Do I know which one? Do I know which sticker?
2-step and death map.
The kissing? The kissing sticker? No!
Yes.
It's on the couch a little bit. What the fuck?
Get off the couch. Get off the couch.
That's such a legendary sticker.
I gotta move my legs so so the viewers at home can see this sticker of
Guys,
death.
remember, we're doing
Kissing.
Twitch. We are doing the Twitch.
We are? Okay. Hi chat, how's it going?
So do you know what they're saying too?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck going on.
Shit's so stupid.
Chet.
Oh, and then also, John got to play Donkey Kong.
Bonanza.
Yes, Bonanza. Oh my god,
That shit was
Okay, so-
awesome. I fucking loved that. Hey, you can't go too much in a rant on this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too much on a rant on this one, but like it is a. I'm not gonna get into the story, but Bonanza for me this year is one of my favorite games that I played at least this year.
I want to play it.
It
I just
is
have some other
just
games I need to
such a-
play first. I'll probably pull a
Me too,
Nano.
Sean, No
I'll
Man's
I'll probably
Sky.
pull a Nano and play it a couple years after it comes out. Unfortunately,
Oh my God.
because that's the way I
'Cause you
fucking
still
am
haven't
with
played
games.
Odyssey.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't played Deltarune
yeah,
yet, which has been out for years, technically.
So, but yeah, Bonanza was so much fun. It is such a fun game in terms of just like the mechanics of like bashing through everything. They did that so well. They also did really well in terms of like a lot of the characters and a lot of the design of the overall game. Like all of the characters in the game are so goddamn good. They did such a good job with it.
But no, Donkey Kong, I actually watched you play that. That was a really I wanted to play it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to backseat game during that one fucking section.
You did,
were
which
just
was fun.
You were just not getting the fucking mechanic, and I'm over here just like I'm.
What was it that I was missing? What
Dude,
was
it was fucking rice. It was soaking up whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah, it was the rice mechanic.
Dude, you know those little monsters you were facing earlier? You were like, you threw them at it and it blew up and everything?
Yeah.
Those were made out of the same material you threw at the fucking shit earlier.
So, for context, there's a couple enemies and a couple of things, like a material that is like a acid type of material. And what you have to do is you have to throw rice at them in order to get rid of that material and to kill that enemy. I didn't realize this for the longest time.
No. So the
I
enemy
think-
is made of the rice and it gets rid of the acid.
Yeah. So, I didn't realize that that's what I needed to do. There was a portion where like it was on a door and I had to throw the rice at the thing to be able to get it off the door. I went around the door.
Yeah, you went around the fucking door. I saw that later. And I'm just like, I'm seeing you go through and I'm seeing this one section where it's just completely blocked. And I go, John, just throw the fucking ground at it because the entire ground was made of rice. Just throw the fucking ground at it. It should get rid of it.
So there's an issue that I have whenever I stream games, especially whenever I kind of like marathon a game and I'm by myself the majority of the time, which is I get really tunnel visioned to try and get to the end or try to get to certain points of the game. And I started to realize that that's what I was doing with Bonanza a little bit because I streamed it and I did long streams of it. I got really tunnel vision with it because I don't stream very often. I don't like to stream for super long, but I just really wanted to dedicate like Bonanza to on screen streaming. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm playing Silksong. I'm recording it, but I'm only playing it in batches so that I don't get super tunnel vision because that's what I've realized with games. I will end up getting super tunnel visioned. But
For me, I just have the kind of similar thing with streams where, like, I just become less good at any game whenever I stream it, especially
yeah.
if it's a new game that I haven't played before. If it's a game I'm familiar with, then I might be fine. I'll just be distracted and not paying the closest of attention. If it's a game that I haven't played before, oh God, please help me.
I've only
Like
played
Backseat.
Satisfactory, and I like basically having an infomercial stream where I will explain the mechanics and and what I'm thinking about when I'm building it.
Yeah, and you're familiar with Satisfactory. Meanwhile, I'm probably going to stream Abiotic Factor sometime soon, and the problem with that is I'm not familiar with the game, so I might need some backseating.
Yes, Nano. I mean, John.
We're not going to say what it is, but how crazy was it whenever we saw the one big reveal?
In Bonanza?
I don't know.
In
My brain just went, what?
Is it a spoiler?
It's a spoiler. It was the fake out final boss, and then what the actual final boss was of the game.
I don't think I saw that.
I didn't watch the full
did you
thing.
not get to that part?
I know. I think I had to
shoot.
leave during that. Fuck.
So that's the show for tonight. I
think
suppose.
so,
I
yeah.
think that's all we needed to talk about. The only thing I missed that I wanted to talk about was the Amazing Digital Circus because I finally caught up on episodes. So we'll talk
I
about
want
that
to
soon.
wait one more episode on that one. One more
Fair
episode
enough.
on that one.
Fair enough.
One more. One more
I have
episode
been
of Digital
caught up for
Circus on that one.
fucking
Oh, okay.
months.
Yeah, I was the one who was not caught up for a while, but we'll talk about that and more on some other episodes, including we'll be having another guest on next episode, episode 22, so be here for that, and it's going to be a great time. This has been Nano, John, and Gears, the final 3 brain cells. Hope you all enjoyed.
That's my outro.
And
It's John's outro.
go ahead.
Shut up, Nano. It's John's intro.
This has been the Final 3 Braincells podcast. This has been with Nano, Gears, and myself, John Code. And with that, thank you all very much for watching.
Do not forget, you can find all of our socials and all the cool things we do, like John's animations, Gears, whatever the fuck, and all of my stuff at F3B Podcast.com.
Outro.
Wait, guys, look at me. Look at me.
How do you do that? That's crazy.
Spine crumpled.
Why does it do that?
I don't know.
What is it doing?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
The things I find with my avatar.
Audio listeners, love you to death. Imagine if you broke your spine, like you just removed it.
You know those can crushers? That's what's happening.